Well over 60% of the American people said they don't think any of this would have happened if Donald J. Trump were president, Don Jr.
Well, they're 100% right. And you know that because Trump is the only president that Putin didn't attack in this century. He went into Georgia under Bush. He took other parts of Ukraine under Obama. 4-year pause because he understood that Trump was a leader of strength, Sean. Watching that idiocy tonight, that State of the Union was a disaster. Does anyone in America truly believe that we are better off now than we were 1 year ago? The state of Joe Biden's union, Sean, is denial. The real State of the Union is this. We have record high inflation, attacks on the American middle class. We have a supply chain crisis where our shelves are empty and we are told to lower our expectations. We have skyrocketing gas prices while ceding energy supremacy to countries like Russia, allowing them the financial capabilities to do this. We have skyrocketing crime and murder rates. We abandoned Americans to the Taliban, a terrorist regime in Afghanistan. We have concerned mothers and parents going to school board meetings and being labeled by our DOJ as terrorists. When is this going to end? We have never-ending COVID. Joe Biden had no problem not wearing a mask in there tonight, but he wears a mask on the lawn of the White House getting out of a helicopter out in the fresh air. We have emboldened and enriched our enemies in Russia and China, and it's never going to go away. It's going so well, Sean, for the Biden administration right now that 2 weeks ago, they had a great plan to give out free crack pipes to America. Now, the party that spent 2 years attacking the police, wanting to defund the police, wanting to replace them with social workers and social justice warriors, now we should fund the police. Oh, that's wonderful. Just like when Joe Biden gets out there and talks about insulin pricing, even though on day one he eliminated my father's plan that locked those numbers in to make them affordable for America. Tonight was a disgrace. It was a joke, and the American people see it. That's why when Nancy Pelosi says things like, well, the American people don't just understand, they're misinformed. No, they're perfectly well informed because they see it with their own eyes. They see it each and every day, and they understand that this wasn't just Joe Biden. This was Democrat policies, Democrat ideas, Democrat ideology that put America into this place, emboldened our enemies again, and that's what you're seeing take place across the seas. And it's a disgrace, and it should have never happened.
And you know something? It wouldn't have been hard. It was your dad that provided the javelins, the anti-tank missiles that are really at this moment the only lifeline that the Ukrainians have. I know that there are Stinger missiles on the way. It may be too little too late watching this 40-mile convoy make its way to the capital of Ukraine. I would imagine there's no way that Ukraine is going to be able to fight back with that type of military force. Do you see any scenario under which they can?
Not unless we do the smart thing and start allowing America to produce energy. Energy independence wasn't just about lower gas prices or good, hard-working jobs. It was about national security for the very reasons we're seeing play out over there, right? So Joe Biden can speak about wanting to do X, Y, Z for the military. You know, he didn't have a problem kicking out people from the military a few short weeks ago because they didn't want to take a vaccine, right? Those things don't get mentioned. It's ridiculous soundbite after ridiculous soundbite because Joe Biden and the Democrats are used to having the media do all of their spin for them. But as we watch the world verge onto World War III, as we see what's going on in our own country, at the pump, in our supermarkets, all over the place, people get it. They're not going for the propaganda anymore, and it's all been a whole lot of propaganda.
Well said, Don Jr. Thank you for joining us. As always, we appreciate it. Here now, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. Kevin,